Africa is indeed rising. All around us, we see more and more images of hope, beauty, sunshine, and laughter, fueled by the spirit of entrepreneurship.
More and more Kenyans are appreciating that entrepreneurship is the way to go. And it's not about going to college and going to school and getting employed. That being an employer is actually the better thing to do. And using your own skills to do something and being innovative is a great idea, and it's the way the world is going.
This spirit of entrepreneurship has long thrived in Kenya. From early businesses on farms to early urban business experiments like the matatu.
Basically, whether it's a matatu driver, whether it's somebody who's trying to build an extremely complex tech solution, as long as you have seen a problem somewhere and you're trying to provide a solution that you can monetize on, and you can find people willing to pay for it, I consider you an entrepreneur.
Kenyans have always turned to business to uplift and improve their economic circumstances and to solve their social challenges.
You know, it's one of those things with entrepreneurs, you figure out your culture and what you're good at further down the line. You know, when you start off a business, you want to do everything, you will accept anything and everything. If someone comes and says, do you do this? You say yes.
Are we starting businesses that create value, that add value to society? Often the way business and entrepreneurship is discussed is not really focused on that. You see a lot of going into business as probably an answer to say, I don't have a job, so let me start a business. Fine, that may well be the case, but the business that you're going in, does it make sense?
So they just need to do their research and see what they're actually going into. You don't just go into business because Tom is doing it well or Jane is doing it well, I will go into that business. No, it's got to be something that you love, something that you really want to go into, something that you're passionate about.
Entrepreneurship is about being a restless spirit. The entrepreneur is somebody who sees a gap and figures, I need to solve it. They could be doing it as a social enterprise, they could be doing it as a business. It's a gap. The successful entrepreneurs are the ones whose gap is needed by more people than themselves. So people who get into entrepreneurship to just put money in their pocket are the ones who struggle the most.
It's not about what you like, it's about what the market needs. This is one of the first tests and measures that have to be taken in place. We have never gone into a business for the sake of going into a business. All the businesses have actually come in because someone somewhere identified a gap in that particular market because there's a need that the customers want.
What really motivated me to become an entrepreneur is the opportunity that it could give me to fill the gaps in society. If you look at the time we were entering banking back in the early 90s, only 4% of the population had been banked. So we saw the window of opportunity of 96% of the population that had not been banked. And we asked ourselves, how could we fill this opportunity and earn a reward? Looking back today, 52% of Kenyans have bank accounts, and our business enterprise has almost 50% of those bank accounts. Emerging from a technical insolvent bank, which we used as a license, to today the leading bank in East and Central Africa.
My shift from the corporate into running my own business was characterized by challenges, highs and lows. I had to first become everything of that organization, including the receptionist, the customer care, the salesperson, the accountant. So basically it was a tough moment for me. Some of the high points as an entrepreneur have been that we have won a number of tenders, including collections for water companies, revenue for government entities like the hospital fund, getting to get the responsibility to automate revenue collection for a big city as big as Nairobi here, from parking payments to single business permits, to their land rates, to their health permits, to their construction permits, and everything else that is in there. But the biggest of it all is when I see my team here at Jamopi. graduate from, when we bring them on board to becoming very strong people in their respective departments. That always gives me a lot of joy.
You don't always make your overheads. You've got staff who you need to motivate, you need to pay them salaries. Sometimes clients don't always come forward at the time that you want them. So trying to ensure that you have the hope, the resilience to continue in spite of all those challenges, trying to look for alternatives in terms of even funding yourselves, in terms of new ways of marketing. Those are all been actually very big challenges.
Every entrepreneur has to have the resilient spirit in being patient, in listening to your own inner voice in terms of direction that should be taken. Resilience for us has worked out well in circumstances where earlier on we went through challenges where we were considered to be either too expensive or we're not known in the market, or before the market got to accept you to offer a premium service and so on. It took time. And I think the resilience built us and built that backbone of strength within us to be able to know that there are good things that come to those who wait.
One of the biggest challenges that we actually had is financing, getting money, getting people to lend you money when you're first starting off. Because everyone will ask you for collateral, everyone will ask you for security. And at that time when you're starting off, you need people to come through for you. So basically, it was very, very difficult at the time. Now, 20 years down the line, the banks are coming to you and say, can we give you money? We're giving you an overdraft with no security. But asking people to come up with collateral, asking them to come up with security, where does a 20-year-old get security from? So our people need to look at that.
There's going to be challenges everywhere for anybody, and I don't think it's age restricted. But one of the main challenges I have is still at this young age, how seriously sometimes people take you, and it's only when you actually engage with them and they realize what you're doing and why you're meeting with them, that they really take you seriously. The others have obviously been getting the people around you to have the same vision and commitment that you do. That, I think, is really what a leader has to do effectively. You have to be able to show people that this is our vision, this is where we want to go, and this is how you can be a part of this journey, and this is why being a part of this journey is important.
For us, we have 3 core values which drive our startup. And number 1 is we are powered by innovation. So we innovate day in, day out. And innovation doesn't necessarily mean creating things or creating machines or technology. It means even in service delivery, you need to innovate around that. So we are constantly changing how we deliver greenhouses to farmers. We are constantly going back to the farmer to ask, does it work? We are constantly asking the farmer, are you realizing profits from this technology? We are constantly in touch asking, okay, what are the things that you feel would be changed? That continuous feedback is something that has always helped us to kind of grow.
And when you take your customer as your king and you say customer is going to be prevailing, as long as you are friendly to customer, as long as you've got products that meet their needs, they're the ones who keep you in business. And that's how we kept ourselves relevant. First and foremost, being customer-centric. Second, changing with the needs of the customer. Because customer needs also change, their tastes change. And I think the way they want their products also changes. So keeping that in line is important for any entrepreneur, for any business person. I think keeping aligned with the customer needs is very crucial.
If you must compete with whoever is in the market giving the same products, then it has to be at least 20 times better than your competition. You have to look for business that is unique. And then number 2, you have to look for a business that gives you good returns. And then number 3, you also have to look for business that will help you also think beyond Africa. So you have to network. The more you travel, the more seasoned you become.
What has helped me run my business the way I have today is having first of all, believing in myself. When I work, I take my work seriously. I don't work from 8 to 5. I work when I have to work. My clients are very important to me. Being in a service industry, they know they can reach me at any time. I always tell our young people, it doesn't happen overnight. I find our young people today think they can come into a company and tomorrow they are driving a BMW, they're living in a big home. They have to learn the work ethics.
The incubation period of any new business it takes about 3 to 4 years. And the reason why that happens is that before you get to maturity, you have to get known.
You have to love what you do. If you don't love it, there's nothing that's going to keep you there till 3 in the morning, 5 in the morning, if you're not passionate about it. So passion and love, a true love, like that one of Nina Kufanaiki, I'm dying with this thing.
An entrepreneur works long hours than those who are employed. If you're not willing to sacrifice long hours in realizing your dream, please, young men, do not start business, because you will not succeed. You will waste your time. Business does not follow the normal hours. Business calls like a thief in the night. So you take the opportunity as they emerge.
Opportunities are very many today, not like the time we started. We didn't have government support. And today, President Kenyatta has opened up a huge window of creating many, many entrepreneurs, including women.
And I'm always saying the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. For some, it may be 10 years, for some 5 years, for some 20 years, for some 30 years. But each is an individual journey. But for those who want to jump and make it a one-day journey, they're not sustainable. Those are the people, they're the entrepreneurs who are here today, and tomorrow you can't find them. You don't even know they existed. And so for me, the encouragement for young entrepreneurs is to realize that it's a journey.
The growth of digital in Kenya has been phenomenal. Can we imagine now having web series? Can we imagine now being able to sit down? You have a great idea, you have access to internet. You're on Facebook, for crying out loud. You pitch that idea, someone in the States sees it. You never have to meet. You Skype your way, you create this content, and who knows? I think that's what's going to allow us to really leapfrog.
We're working in the age of social media, social marketing. It's digital marketing. Digital marketing knows no boundaries. If today you go to the search engine and you search for something in Nairobi, you will find it. You search for something in Paris, you'll find it. I'm just operating from Kenya. That doesn't mean that I'm a Kenyan business. I'm not confined to Kenya. So I view globalization as something that all of us have to adopt.
Today, Kenyan entrepreneurs and their enterprises are taking their place among the world's best in industries such as ICT, financial services, the creative industries, the service industries, and many more.
It's a great honor to host the Global Entrepreneurship Summit. It's the 6th one, and it's been hosted in Kenya, the first in Sub-Saharan Africa. That places Kenyans' importance to the world.
Young people in this country are different, they're driven, they're motivated. They all want to do their own thing. They want to become the next big thing.
We need to create many more entrepreneurs. And it doesn't mean only people with degrees can become entrepreneurs. So I think it's going to be very significant to say, let's ignite the spirit. Let all those candles that are waiting to be lit by Kenyans.
And I think for me, when I look at Kenya, I can only say that this is just the beginning of an accelerator mode. This is like the flight that has been on standby, and now we are taking off.
The most rewarded skill in the world today is innovation. If you really want to create wealth or value, be innovative and creative, because markets have a tendency of rewarding uniqueness.
And so, as we gather here in Nairobi, Kenya's entrepreneurs are delighted to extend our country's fabled warmth and hospitality to the entrepreneurs of the world. Karibuni.